grader. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be your nurse today. We are going to do a Foley catheter, and that is just basically a tube that's going to go right up into your bladder. It's going to empty out the urine. So do you have any questions? No? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check the wristband. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth? Okay, perfect. I'm also going to check the doctor's orders. I'm going to provide privacy for her. I'm going to wash my hands and prepare my equipment. So I'm going to start with the gloves. So we're just going to provide some peri-care first, just to clean the area before we proceed. Okay, so I'm going to want to get you in a comfortable position. Flex your knees. So you've got her set up, so good position for us. I'm going to start by just cleaning. So first we're just going to spread the labia. We're going to go down the right side from front to back. And then we're going to go the other side, front to back. And then last, we're going to go front to back down the center. Dispose of that. So, I'm going to take off my gloves now. I'm going to go and wash my hands, and then I'm going to come back and prepare for the Foley catheter. So first I have the label, so this is when we take a sample, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write my name, initial it, and then the date of insertion, and then also the patient's name. Set that aside. So now we're going to prepare the kit. I'm going to first go away from my body. And as I do this, I want to make sure that I'm only touching around a 1-inch margin on the outside, so I don't break my sterile field. Okay. Just gonna position this. First I'll take my gloves, come over here. Again, trying to stay on that outside 1-inch margin. So I'm going to start with my dominant hand. I'm just going to take the outside of this cuff, come away from my sterile field, put them on. Next I'm going to go inside the cuff with this hand. Again, coming away from that sterile field. At this point I can fix them and do what I need to, okay? So this I'm just going to take from the center if I want to put any of my trash on it. We're going to go around the sterile field and just set it right here. Okay, first I'm going to take my drape. And without touching anything, we're just going to lay this down. Second one. Again, not touching the blanket or the legs or anything else. I'm gonna just lay this down. Okay, now I'm gonna prepare my swabs. I have an extra, so we're just gonna set those aside. To prepare my lubrication. All right, we also have another label for the urine sample. So I'm just gonna get this ready, not taking that off, but loosening that. And start with our tubing, making sure that our tubing is not flipping around or touching anything. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this in the lubrication and leave that there. And then prepare my syringe. If that did come out of sterile filled, I would have to start over, but I think we're good. So I'm just going to move everything over to my sterile fields over here. All right, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and clean. So again, spread the labia. This hand is no longer sterile, so I'm not going to want to touch anything after this. So clean from front to back on one side. Same thing front to back on the other side. And always making sure as I'm disposing of anything, it's not going below my waist. Okay, so I'm ready to insert. All right, so we're just going to push this in until we see urine return. At that point, we're going to advance 2 more inches. I'm just going to get this out of my way. I think we're good. And then with my sterile hand, I'm going to put in 10 mils to expand that bolus. Okay. Oh, at this point, I would also want to make sure that I'm holding it in place as well so it's not slipping out. So take that off. I'm just going to tug, make sure it's in the right place and it's not coming out. And then we're going to pull out the catheter. So at this point, I'm gonna prepare the leg. We're gonna obviously put this on the bed rail so it would be below the bladder. We're just going to use this. And then I'm going to prepare the leg and get it clean, and I'm going to attach it to keep it in place. So let's go ahead and remove like this. Oops. Never want to touch inside the cap or inside of this. Here. Okay, and then I'm also going to clean the patient, make sure I'm not leaving anything unclean there, and then I can pull the the sheets back over, make sure they're in a comfortable position. So next I'm going to take a urine sample. Because it's been less than 30 minutes, I can take it directly from the catheter. So I would just make sure I come over here. Actually, before I do this, I'm going to remove my gloves. I'm going to wash my hands, and then I will get new gloves on. So now that I've washed my hands, I do have new gloves on. I'm now going to go ahead and take that urine sample. So like I said, it's been less than 30 minutes, so I'm still able to take it directly from the bag. So we're just going to pull this out. I'm going to open my lid, making sure I'm not touching it. I'm just going to, urine sample, and then go ahead and put that lid on, not touching the inside. At this point, I should have my label all ready for me. Label it. I'm going to put it in my bag and take it straight off to the lab.